What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Y'all already know what time it is. Everything I do it on God. Everything we do it on God. When I do it with these two crazy motherfuckers, we do it on God. I am Young Money Bad News, the co-CEO of the Star Money Click, number one rapper in the world, and I am BMC for life. That is 1-5, the other co-CEO of the Star Money Click, the number one producer in the world, and the owner of Punish Me Vodka that sponsors every show we do. That is Jimmy two times. The excited 49ers fan, because he's getting his defensive coordinator back. And the hopeful Oklahoma Sooner fan, and my brother from another mother, and we are the On God Podcast. So let's take a week back because we missed a week for y'all. We really didn't miss it, but we didn't get a chance to debate it and discuss it. We're gonna go back to the divisional rounds. A lot of shit happened that led to the championship rounds. We will get into our picks after we go over this, but the first game we're gonna talk about was I want to say it was the Texans and the Chiefs. The Texans lose 23-14 to the Chiefs. The referees was on some shit in this game. So I'm gonna say this going forward. It's not a Bengals problem. It's an NFL problem. It doesn't matter who you are. When you play these boys, the shit goes this way. I played them in the Super Bowl. They held us. They didn't call one holding penalty on these motherfuckers for the whole game, and we led the league in sacks the year that it happened. 2 times played them in the Super Bowl. They didn't call one holding penalty on his team. They had damn near the number one defense in the damn league that year. It's just what they do, man. I hear Bengals fans gripe about it the most, but I'm gonna be honest with you. They did it to us in the biggest game ever. Like it's a league worldwide thing. They do it to everybody. Like it don't matter who they playing. And it's what'll make it even sicker is they do it in the regular season too. But I'm gonna tell you who they really are though. And I want people to stop doing this because it's irritating. Stop acting like you hate Mahomes and them so bad. And when Brady and them was doing this same shit, I wasn't hearing this shit. Y'all was calling him the fucking GOAT. But he was cheating the whole fucking time. They deflating balls and shit, pause. But they doing all type of shit. And nobody say nothing. He the GOAT. He goes to Tampa win. Y'all, he the GOAT. But did nobody say this shit when he was in New England when I kept saying, man, they be cheating. I hate New England. And that's the reason why I hated New England. It wasn't that New England they didn't have one of the best coaches ever. It ain't that they couldn't play. I mean, they won 13 times in the same division, the sorriest division in football for 13 years straight. This is facts. But let's be real, bro. It was Tom Brady before it was Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. So don't act like y'all just hate the Chiefs so much. Like we ain't never seen this shit before, bro. Like, come on.
Two schools of thought on that. So the Chiefs have been penalized 31 times in their playoff run since 2019, 2020, whatever it is. The opponents have been penalized 66 or 68 times. Like it's very overwhelming, lopsided towards them. And I know you can say, well, they're at home most of the playoffs and you get home calls, but this is playoffs. You shouldn't get home calls in the playoffs. You would a regular season game. It's noticeable, and for some of the media to call out fans and say this ain't a thing, quit bitching about it. You're dumb. You're not educated as a fan. Maybe you're not educated, or maybe you're lopsided as a reporter to where your check is coming from. You know what I mean? And you see it all the time with ESPN with their balance to the SEC. You see it with Fox with their to the Big Ten, and you see this, and it makes me as a fan upset at the media to the point to where I don't really listen to sports media too much anymore unless it's a podcast of some sort, because they're so slanted to where that check's coming from, and it's really embarrassing for them opposed to the fans. I don't like being called an idiot. I watch a lot of football. I watch as much football as a Colin Cowherd, who is calling all fans idiots, and he won't watch a game with a fan unless they're in the same thing as him because it's always the refs. Well, sometimes it is the refs. It's not always the refs, but sometimes it is, and I get it. They're human. They're allowed to make a mistake just like you or I am. But at the end of the day, they're paying you a lot of money to not make those mistakes. So
Well,
I think that
I,
is a real thing.
I will say this: after Tim Donaghy got caught in the NBA, it's naive for any ESPN or any outlets reporters to say that the fans should ignore any of that stuff. I will say
Facts.
this: at
Facts.
one point, and I did, and it was weird to see it, and I almost made me forget because of how atrocious it became with Tom Brady. But at one time, you used to be able to touch Tom Brady. Tom Brady used to get lit up, and then they started calling penalties, and you couldn't touch him anymore. Like after that game with the Texans, where the two defenders hit themselves, and dude was just under them as they hit themselves, and they called that. And then he pulled the same play pulled on us in San Francisco, where he was about to run out of bounds, and they cut up the field. How do you police that? That's why I feel like during the offseason, during the owners meeting, they need to come together and make reviewing those types of calls when they call penalties on roughing the passer. That needs to be reviewable because, like I said, sometimes you're not really even hitting the guy, and it's like to know that there's at least 5 or 10 minutes worth of footage of Tom Brady getting destroyed by defenders and no flags being thrown at one point. The fact that I can't call. Can you guys remember one hit where you was like, "Damn, Patrick Mahomes got his fucking head knocked off"? It doesn't happen. And then the fact that he flopped on the second one, like LeBron James, I said, "Dude, look, I hate the fact that y'all are winning because I'm a 49ers fan and you beat me twice in the Super Bowl. But I'm trying to like you just as a fan because I know all you're doing is what Joe Montana did to other people when it was my turn, when it was my team's turn to do things, and people hated us. So I get how it goes. I'm old enough to understand how the game goes in sports. Sometimes your team wins too much, everybody starts to hate you. But it's even worse when you're getting calls that are just unexplainable. Like, let's take it off with Patrick Mahomes for just 1 second. Remember the Vikings and Rams game where I told you on Twitter they showed a reverse angle of the ref standing in the end zone from his point of view,
Yeah.
seeing dude getting fake face mask, and he still said I didn't see it. I said, if I'm looking the same direction you're looking, and we can see your head looking at the play, how the hell didn't you see it unless you closed your eyes? Or, like I said, maybe you were paid to not see it.
I mean,
But like I said,
you gotta think that I want to say this, and I don't want to come off like you shouldn't enjoy the fact that you can do this now. But I'm gonna be honest. Ever since the betting has been put into the system now, this shit is really funny looking, man. When you watching, especially NFL, the NFL is fucked up. I mean, it's
remember,
fucked up.
remember when all the leagues
Bad.
swore they would never put teams in Las Vegas, and now guess what league is the only league that's left, and they're about to be the last team to add a team in Las Vegas, the NBA. The
It's
NBA is the only one
bad.
missing it, and
It's bad.
they're about to announce their expansion teams, and I bet you it's Seattle and Las Vegas.
Well, think
It's
about
bad.
this too. The NFL is now registered as an entertainment company, right? It's no longer a professional sports, um, company. And then on top of that, sports in general do better viewership wise when there's dynasties, when there's
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
it's in their interest monetarily to have
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs win no matter what because that's the closest dynasty we
When
have.
it's obviously coerced, it turns off the people like the three of us that we're just like, dude, how it's something different. They just out there beating people's ass and
Right.
they're winning. But when the refs are joining in on the ass whooping, what am I supposed to do about that? Because especially when I got memories of my defender getting held, and bad news got his motherfucking he got memories of his guy being held by the same people. And then I'm sure Hendricks was probably getting romanced over there on the defensive line too.
Bruh, we broke the sack record as a team.
and could not touch him. You couldn't
And
even
then
get to him.
one fact, we didn't sack him one time in the Super Bowl. But when we played Brady, the second time we played Brady, we only sacked him one time, and the one sack we got, we stripped him and won the fucking game. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I feel like if
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I think
I
this
almost
what it
thought that.
was. I think that's what it is too. I think when we played Brady the second time, I think the referees let us play, like let both teams play. I feel like if you let a team play against Pat Mahomes and the
You
Chiefs,
can beat him.
you can beat them because we beat them on Monday night or Sunday night a year ago, and we went to Kansas City and everybody picked us to lose, and we went in that bitch and beat them. And the way we beat them was I noticed they was not throwing no penalties on either team. They was letting us go head to head. Head to head, they can't fuck with us, bro. For real, like I know they can't, bro. Like they not that without that referee. But it's the same shit with New England.
It's hard to
Without the
play 12 or
referee,
11.
New England
12
wasn't
or 11 is
shit.
hard to play against, man.
New
Hey,
England
think
wasn't
about
shit.
Hey, think about it in hockey. What do they call it in hockey when your defensive men or your watch class go to the penalty box? Because you're playing short. That's the only sport where you're playing short-handed legally. Everything else, when you're playing against the ref, that's an illegal. You're playing short-handed legally because what's the point of having home field advantage if the advantage is you got the refs too? Then should I be able to bring a ref too? Should I be able to bring some of my refs?
Yeah, I think the opposing team should be able to choose the referees they want that game. I mean, not that it's going to matter much, but I mean,
Well,
least,
that one ref that calls that game every time they play,
yeah,
he always calls in
he's
their favor.
always playing
Yeah,
for
they
you.
gotta get him the fuck up out of there.
He like old boy in the NBA. Was it Scott Foster?
Yeah,
They don't like Chris Paul. Every
Yeah,
time he do a Chris Paul game, Chris Paul do not win that game in the playoffs ever. He's like 0 forever against that
right.
shit. What
and
am I doing?
that's too obvious though. Too obvious.
So the Chiefs win 23-14. They have a date in the AFC Championship game. They will be playing the Ravens, and the Ravens was 12-5, the Bills 13-4. The Bills outlast the Ravens 27-25. A costly fumble by Mark Andrews, and a drop pass on a 2-point conversion by Mark Andrews cost the Ravens the game. But it also wasn't just Mark Andrews. There was a couple turnovers by Lamar Jackson that cost them the game, and them going away from Derrick Henry. And the
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore did what Baltimore does every time. But this time, I'll be honest. I'm not going to blame Lamar Jackson for the loss.
Mm-mm.
I'm really not just going to blame Lamar. I'm not going to even blame Mark Andrews for the loss either. I mean, this is the thing. It's a 2-point conversion. It's snowing like a motherfucker. It's cold in a motherfucker. My team had just played in a snow bowl right before this game came on. And I seen drops that motherfuckers catch on their regular anytime. You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown had a touchdown pass in his arms and he dropped it. Puka Nacua dropped the first down against us and he dropped it. I mean, the drops was there. The ball is super hard. It's
Right.
super cold. There's nothing you can really do about that. But I'm gonna be honest like this. I'm gonna keep it all the way G. They tried to assassinate Mark Andrews all week for not speaking to the media. Me personally, I feel like even though you in your contract you signed to talk, what do y'all really want to know about it? What do y'all really want to know?
Let's talk about the drop some more. So, what were you thinking when you dropped it?
Y'all,
Was it
what
so
y'all
like to
want him?
drop the ball?
What y'all want him to say? I'm sorry, because that's all he gonna say.
Right.
There wasn't shit to say. You dropped the pass. That's it. That shit. You know how many times that shit didn't happen in a close game, a crucial game, big time. I mean, it's happened in Super Bowls, playoff games. I mean, motherfuckers done missed shots in the NBA. I mean, you name it. Chris Webber called a timeout. He ain't had one. I mean, come on, man. Motherfuckers fuck up. And here's the thing. It's always motherfuckers that have never been in crucial situations criticizing somebody that has.
I don't. All right. First of all, Mark Andrews is a beast. Let's get that out.
Yeah.
He is the best target on that team. All
He's
right.
a solid.
He was solid. He was solid all year. He's been solid his whole career. The ball was a little low, and like News said, it's hard and it's slippery. and it's tough to make that catch. If you've never played football before, you wouldn't know how hard it is to make that catch.
And you
Nobody that could. Nope.
and you trying to fall in the end zone to make sure you actually get the conversion.
Yeah, and
Like,
you're falling at the same time. It was a tough catch, man.
Nobody that criticized him would have made that catch either.
He
but the
was he
media,
wide open?
that's where they, but they
it-
fucked him over because let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy feels terrible as is. You know what I mean? The media is just going to pour salt in that wound, and it's going to make him feel worse. So
Hey.
You know why I watch the media though? I'll tell y'all why I watch the media. I watch them so when we come on the show, we can shit on them.
Yeah.
I don't watch them because I like their shows.
Yeah.
No, it's stupid as hell.
I watch them because I know they said some dumb shit, and I know we gonna speak on what they said, and I'm gonna go. So what's y'all's opinion? Because I know our opinion gonna be totally different. Like Stephen A. was pissed that he called him a coward. Like, bro, you called him a coward for not addressing the media about why he dropped the ball. Stephen A., you've never played more than 4 seconds in a college basketball game. Shut the fuck up.
And he wasn't making that catch either.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like,
somebody a coward for not doing a press conference.
It's corny. But Dan Orlovsky and Cam Newton said the right shit. They said, so what do y'all, they said, Stephen A., what do you really want to hear him say? He's sorry? Because that's all he going to say.
But,
there's nothing else. What do you want to get out of it? Like, there's nothing.
Why does he have to apologize for it, though?
Calling somebody a coward to talk about a bad play is a horrible take. Now, if the guy murdered somebody, did something like that, and you got real questions to ask somebody, then that's something.
Yeah.
But
this is fucking sports.
Yeah, a school shooter's a coward, not a motherfucker that dropped a pass in a goddamn football game.
They're going to ask him about a fumble and a drop pass, and he knows he fucked up. He gets it. You know what I mean? There's no reason to be.
If he needed to apologize to his team, that's one thing. But why the fuck he got to apologize to me or the media? Like, who the fuck are we?
Yeah.
Now look, I got one question for y'all, and then we'll move on to the next game. And this is an important question. I want both of y'all's answer on this. Is Lamar Jackson ever going to get over the hump?
Yeah.
I think so. I think he's going through his Jordan.
But this was the year. This was the year for him, though. He was
I'll tell you what's been holding him back. I'll tell you what's been holding him back, and it isn't Lamar Jackson. It's play calling. Like you said, man, they got away from Derrick Henry.
No. That part, not running the ball, I give you that. But the play calling was great this year. That's why his numbers were so high.
Well, I'm not saying.
He's
in the year.
I'm in the same.
I think he's talking about the game. I think he's talking about the game, bro.
I'm saying you right. I'm saying you right for them not running the ball. What I'm saying to you is, in the last 2 years he's been in this offense by this coordinator, his numbers have done this. And his turnover has done this. You see what I'm saying?
And you can tell he's been working on the game in the offseason.
I'm not saying you are. I just said, listen, I just said I agree with you, bro. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree. All I'm saying is you would have thought because of how his numbers were this year and how great he was, it just seemed like this was it. Like, bro, I was like, man, there's no way he's going to Buffalo and losing. There's no way. But then his defense, for real, they need to put some more money in their D again. Losing Queen was a big loss. Yeah. Big loss. Big ass.
But you know what? I will say this. I think when it comes to the playoffs, I think sometimes he's still playing just a tad bit tight, and he's playing like he sometimes needs to let the game come to him like he normally does in the regular season. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, remember last year when he was doing too much? I think he still has some of that still in his game, and he has to learn to realize, make the play you can make, and when it ain't there, chuck the ball, lay down, whatever the fuck you got to do, but you got to protect that ball because you did an excellent job of it this year. And for you to come into that, come into this game and make a bad decision at the wrong time and not have the ball protected and lose that fumble, that was costly, man. That's really what was the turning point.
Not only did you lose it, you let this motherfucker run damn near 70 yards the other way with it. So I can see if you fumbled right there and they took over, but no, they picked it up and was woohoo. Von Miller was like, damn, I'm about to score. He was this close too. You know what I'm saying? But we'll move on. We'll see. Commanders 12-5. Lions 15-2. Commanders win 45-31. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave this right where it is. Was I shocked that they beat them? No. Was I shocked that they beat them? They scored that many points on them? A little, but Detroit's injuries caught up with them on defense. That's all it was. That's really and Jared Goff's turnovers cost them the game. Dude, he turned into Jared Goff. You throw an interception to the 27th ranked defense on the run, and when y'all was running it, y'all was running down their fucking throat. So all you had to do was make simple throws, and you was just throwing some bullshit. Like
they really just had to run the ball. If they would have ran the ball, they'd beat them.
They would have won the game.
After that first bad interception, that was when they should have went run heavy to get him calmed down and not put him in those situations, because I kind of put that on the offensive coordinator and the play calling. Because like I said, when you see your quarterback is playing a little bit too frisky, you gotta chill his ass out. Put the ball in your playmaker's hands. You got Montgomery and Gibbs. I would have ran the ball and called some simple check downs, some things to keep the ball moving, keep the ball out of Daniel's hands, and get control of that game. But they let that shit get out of control, and it was just too late.
Yep. What you think, 1-5?
Man, I agree. Jaden Daniels is a fucking stud, dude. He is a stud.
You called it.
That's the difference between having a really good quarterback and having an average quarterback. If Jaden Daniels was on the Lions, I'd say the Lions would win a Super Bowl this year. That guy is amazing. He does it on his feet. He does it with his arm. It looks effortless. He looks like the game's caught up to him a little bit from where he was earlier.
It's moving. It's moving slow. It's moving slow.
For him, he's definitely got command of that offense. And I know we were talking earlier about the personnel wasn't matching the play calling, but damn, they did something right in that game. I mean, I don't see it happening next week, but man, what a ride! What a ride to be a man.
They did a number on their ass. They did a number on them. Rams 10-7, Eagles 14-3. We win 28-22 in the Snow Bowl. Literally, a Snow Bowl. Saquon Barkley ran for 250 the first time we seen him. Saquon Barkley ran for 205 the second time we seen him. Jared Verse did all that talking. He played a pretty good game, but he didn't walk away with the W. And the thing about the Eagles and the Eagles fan base, we don't give a fuck how pretty it looks. We don't give a fuck how ugly it looks. We want the W. So the 205 yards rushing, and the whole media said, Saquon's not going to do that again. And Saquon ran for 200 again, easily too. I think Matthew Stafford still got something in the tank, though. I think the Rams need to hold on to him for at least another year.
Yep.
I do.
Well, he's not sure he's going to come back, though. He's not sure on his end. He's going to talk to his family.
I know. But he said in the interview he said he could tell he still got it, though. He said, I see I still got it, though. So, we'll see.
But you know what, though? Y'all handed them the game, and they didn't want it. Because y'all had that under control, and then it just fell apart at the last second. But I like the fact that y'all made plays on them last couple plays of the game to get out of that situation, because they looked like they was about to pull an upset, and then y'all did what could be eventual NFL champs do. You make plays to get out of there. Because, like I said, that would have been real bad to have two upsets on the same weekend, man. I'd have been like, what? Hey, remember I said I wanted chaos, but I'd have been like on the show, like, damn, I didn't know it was going to go down like that. But it was like, to see a team that I hate almost pull off an upset and give me kind of what I wanted, I was kind of impressed, but I wasn't shocked with the outcome because they're still the Rams and y'all are still the Eagles. But it was a damn good game. That was by far probably the best game of the weekend.
Yeah. So we gonna move on to the national championship game, the college football national championship
You mean
game.
you mean the one I called?
Ooh, you mean the one I called?
That's 2 years in a row for me.
You mean the one I called at the beginning of the year? No, let me go back. The one I called in the summertime.
Oh, you was there too. You was there before I was. Yeah.
When I called in the summer, yeah, that team, yeah.
But that's 2 years in a row for me. 2 years in a row for me.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
He called.
I don't give a fuck who you pick.
Go ahead. I think you gonna say. Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck if you pick. You could have picked whoever the fuck you wanted. I picked my team, and my team won. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
I know eventually y'all break through, man. Y'all eventually break through. Is he praying?
Yeah.
34 to 23. 34 to 23 was the beat down. We was up 31-7, ass whooping early. I really believe it's gonna go down as the best college football run in the history of the college football game because ain't nobody beat that many top 5 opponents in a row like that. And it was double digit every game, domination. Will Howard just took his draft stock all the way up to damn near the second or third round with the way he played in them last 5 games. But them boys was on like I said when we was doing this pod, I said, I ain't about to speak for them. They on a mission. Like you can just see it. It was like, thanks to the media, appreciate you cornballs. Thanks to the up north fans, appreciate you cornballs too for running your fucking mouth. Because after you won the game, you gave us the ammunition we needed to reset. Thanks. Because y'all basically just told us, go in and win it then. Prove you can win it. All right, we got it. Hold my beer. I got you. I mean, ass whooping after ass whooping. Ass whooping after ass whooping. Shout out to Will Howard. Shout out to my coach, my favorite coach. I never turned on you. The whole time the podcast started, I always rock with you, Mr. Day. I'm your guy. I'm one of those fans. I never told him to fire you. Not one time. Not last year when you lost. Not this year when you lost. I said, bro.
It would have made no sense anyway.
He's my coach. I defended my coach, and I want a motherfucker to say something to me. You look stupid now. You look real fucking stupid. Because he got a title now. And we the 9-time national champions now. But it's just pure domination. Pure.
Well,
you know, he kind of reminds me of my 99 to 2000 national championship Sooner team. We ran through a whole bunch of top ranked teams to get to the mountaintop, and we shut down Florida State 14-2. And it took us a while. We hadn't won one since '85, and we come in and we had a 14, 15-year hiatus, and it felt damn good. I just didn't know I'd be 24 more years waiting for the next 24 plus years of waiting for the next one, but it is what it is.
all right. This was a dominating game right out the gate by Ohio State. I know they went down and drove and scored their first possession, but after that, they really didn't do shit. Garbage time.
Honestly. But the first possession he scored, they cheated us on the third down. The third down, they gave him a fucking first down. It wasn't a first. He needed 2 more yards. And then they run the quarterback sneak 18 times. And by the time he come off the sideline, he's throwing up and he's exhausted. And I said, oh, you think you're going to beat us with that weak ass shit?
He was done.
That shit ain't gonna work for 4 quarters. Like that's your quarterback, bro. Like
he was done.
Notre Dame was out of their league.
Yeah, I do agree with one that they need to get rid of that on a Monday night and start playing it Saturday night or something.
Yeah,
Man, Monday night has always been some bullshit, and it be on a premium TV. You can put that shit on regular TV like it used to be back in the
that
day,
shit should be
and
on
move that
fucking
shit to a
AB.
night where everybody
That
can
shit
watch
should
it.
be on fucking ABC.
ABC or Fox, something like that.
And what's
Yeah,
the point of putting it on a Monday night when everybody got to fucking work and kids got to go to
oh,
school? You
I
what? That's
I don't
fucking.
know.
That's always been fucking stupid.
mean, I don't
That's
care
stupid.
who's playing in the game. If it's Ohio State, Michigan, Oklahoma,
Man, it could be San
Well, I
Diego State,
mean,
and Idaho. Just put it on
my
Saturday
thing
night.
is,
Saturday night.
it it should be Saturday because my thing with that is consistently with the NFL. One thing the NFL gonna do consistently is they give us the Super Bowl on the Sunday. When
Right,
does this NFL really play their games? On Sunday. So
right.
Imagine having on Monday night.
if college football plays all your games on Saturday, why is the national championship not on Saturday? But it's the same thing with the boys, with the NCAA boys games.
Right.
When the national championship is on a fucking Monday, and that shit is fucking stupid. It's
Stupid.
always been stupid
Stupid.
because you don't get as many viewers. If you played that game on Saturday, you would break the record for viewers. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Ohio State fans be
Everybody be watching that motherfucker.
man,
Even
all
motherfuckers that don't even
day.
watch fucking college football.
Yeah.
Everybody I can know wanted Ohio State to win.
Yep.
It was really weird because Todd, you know how in all the years we've been fans. I'm gonna be honest with you. 02 when we played Miami, it
Yep.
wasn't this many motherfuckers that wanted us to win.
Nope.
And 14 when Zeke went crazy and rushed for 200 3 games straight in a row, it wasn't this many people that want us to win. But when we played Notre Dame, the run they watch us go on to lead up to Notre Dame, motherfuckers was just hopping on the wagon. Ohio State, Ohio State. And I'm looking like, these the same motherfuckers that they didn't like us. You ain't never fucked with us. Like, I even see a
Right.
little Bow Wow at the game talking about he's a Buckeye fan repping
Right.
Columbus, and you've been living in Atlanta your whole career. You've been repping Atlanta all this time. Now you back to Columbus. Come on, bro. Like,
Meanwhile, there was a lot of Michigan fans still. Well, we beat them, so this isn't. I mean, I had some people
but
talking
that's the
about that
thing.
game, and I said, man, y'all gotta stop.
Not to
That's the
mention
thing.
the best bandwagon fan of any out of all the athletes, LeBron James was also at the game.
But he's always been a Buckeye fan.
I get
He
that, but
he ain't never swayed against the Buckeyes.
Yankees.
But
He likes the fucking Cowboys, though.
the thing is though, this the thing about that Michigan thing you just said.
Mm-hmm.
I got a Michigan person in my family.
Yeah, most of us do.
Bruh been saying congratulations
Mm-hmm.
every day, right? So finally last night we going back and forth on the messages. He
Mm-hmm.
says it again. I said, but I'm the same person that told you we was the best team in the country all year. And you thought because I lost to you, you really thought we cared. One thing I'm gonna tell you up north fans right now, it's a 12-team playoff right now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't give a fuck about losing or beating y'all anymore. We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I want a ring. You give me a ring every year, and I'm Gucci.
Well, you know,
that rival shit is dead to me now. I don't even care about it no more.
yeah,
I really don't.
we don't have to, because it used to be when me and you was younger, News and James, was that game determined whether or not you would go.
You was going to the dance. Yeah.
Yeah, that
They
was
really useless almost.
now it don't determine that, so it
It don't
doesn't.
determine shit.
The only way that game's going to be relevant anymore is if y'all sitting with 2 losses, and if y'all lose, y'all out the playoffs. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
But outside of that, up north fans. Hi. Y'all can have it. Hey, because this my thing. When you beat us, right? What did you get?
You went to a game that nobody watched.
Let's wait. Hey, 1-5. Just wait. Let's give it a moment of silence for what did they get? What did y'all get when y'all beat us in Columbus?
The fact that they beat y'all.
They went to the Nobody Gives a Fuck Bowl and beat Alabama. And that's
No, what was the name of the bowl they went to? I forgot.
Nobody gives a fuck bowl.
Was that was it like the Pop-Tart Bowl? Who was in the Pop-Tart Bowl?
It was called the Nobody Gives a Fuck Bowl.
And
they beat sorry ass Alabama.
It was called We Played in the Booty Hole Bowl.
Like, get the fuck on.
I mean, nobody gives a shit.
We don't care.
Nobody cares.
Then look, this is how you know y'all irrelevant. Listen, y'all won last year and we didn't say nothing. Our fan base wasn't talking. We just let y'all win because we know y'all cheated anyway. See the difference between us and y'all up north fans? This is real. This ain't tainted. There's no looking at people's plays and shit like that. Nah, bro. We're the number one defense in the country damn near the whole year. Do your math. Tighten up. We had the freshman of the year on our team playing receiver. Tighten up. It ain't nothing you can't put us in we're not in a category where we're tainted. Like they won, but they was knowing people's plays and shit. Nah, bro. We just went out there and whooped everybody's ass.
That was doing that super Tecmo ball shit. Quit looking at my play.
like that's the difference between us, though. Like y'all not really on our level. Y'all won last year, but y'all win is tainted. We not even looking at y'all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry. And guess what? The 14 playoffs started. We won the championship. The 12-team playoffs started. We did it again. That's what we do. When they start some new shit, we started off for y'all. So you welcome.
I remember when we used to win shit.
14 or 16 teams.
Shout out to the Buckeyes, man. Shout out to them goons.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So it was so hurtful for me. 2 years in a row, I was like, last year I said, man, y'all should win this, and you didn't win it. This year I said, man, this year y'all should win it. You won it. And I was like, I'm defending y'all against your own fans. I'm endorsing y'all. That's how I know I've come a long way, because I can hate you but still be honest about the shit. I used to hate you and not want to admit it when I was younger. Now I'm like, you win it, nothing you can do.
You know what I don't understand, 1-5? Let me figure this out, right? I've been trying to figure this out for a while. Why do people hate us so bad? And they ain't in our conference, and B, we don't even play them.
I think they don't like our fan base, man. I really think that's what it is. But
like what's different between us and everybody else's fan base? Alabama fans talk more shit than a little bit.
You know what it is
they're even unreasonable.
We win consistently.
That's what it is. Because I'm gonna ask you this 2 times. Why do you hate Ohio State so much? You're not in my conference.
You know what? To be fair, I don't hate you as much as I hate Texas. I hate Texas the most, and Alabama second. Y'all was like third.
Why do you hate us anyway? That's my point.
It goes back to when I was a kid, man. Like, okay, I take it back. 97, that 97 team, that was the one year, because during the early 90s, my team was kind of fucked up, because after Barry Switzer left our team in shambles doing all the shit he was doing, we were kind of like in the wasteland. So I was watching college football, but I didn't really care anymore. So that one when y'all came with that damn NFL team like the Hurricanes would normally have, I said, man, ain't no goddamn way they gonna lose. Man, they about to blow everybody the fuck out. And y'all went up to Michigan State and lost that game. I said, I can't never fuck with y'all again. Y'all made me actually talk about y'all. So for the longest time,
Joe Germain was my quarterback, bro.
I know it, man. Like I told you, man, I was in my early 20s, man. I don't look at sports the way I look at it now.
We didn't go to Michigan State. We didn't go to Michigan State. They came to us and they beat us in the shoe. And it wasn't 97, it was 98.
Whatever year it was.
NFL team we didn't have an NFL
man, y'all had a goddamn year. Man, y'all had too many motherfuckers with that team. That was an NFL team. Y'all should have blew everybody the fuck out.
No, the team that we had, that we should have. That team wasn't shit. The team we should have blew everybody out with was Terry Glenn, Bobby Hewing, Jared Dudley, John Lumpkin, Eddie George. That team in 95 was the team. The 95-96 team was supposed to win the national championship, and we did. And John Cooper did what he always do.
Hold on, wait,
Ann Arbor.
Hold on, that was the one that went up to Michigan State and lost. That was the one that went up to Michigan State and lost.
That's the NFL team, and we didn't lose the.
That's what I'm talking about.
We lost to Michigan. We didn't lose 2 games. We lost 1. We lost to Michigan, and we lost in Ann Arbor, and that was John Cooper's sorry ass. That's what that is. So this is my question. This is the question for the fellas. So we can move on to our picks. Who's running college football now, conference-wise?
Big Ten right now.
Right now, Big Ten. Hey, those are undeniable.
Yeah, Big Ten. Just think about it. Ohio State's up. Oregon's up. All right. Penn State's up. All right. Indiana's up. Michigan's come up. You know what I mean? Rutgers is playing solid. Nebraska's playing solid. USC's playing solid. I mean, what other teams? I mean, Illinois played
So
solid.
Illinois gonna be a problem next year. Remember I told you
Right.
that. I'm gonna throw this in the air. Let me throw this in the air. I just want to see what y'all. This is future. We gonna revisit this though.
Right.
So, your early prediction. This is a too early prediction. That's why I call it too early.
Hey, too early.
Who win the national championship next year?
Oklahoma Sooners.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna say Ohio State against Florida in the national championship game next year.
You know what's crazy?
Florida.
I got us repeating.
Yeah, I got us repeating.
I really do.
That could happen.
Yeah,
But I will say this early now. Expect us back. We're coming back next year. We'll be back. We got a quarterback now. We got a guy that can actually throw the ball forward.
I like how you tried to buy my defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they did too.
Hey man, I'm trying to do whatever we can, man. Hey, look, at this point, I'm desperate.
I ain't mad at it.
Hey, 1-5 for a motherfucker that's haters. For a motherfucker that hate us, he sure want to get his hand in our pocket, don't he? He's some shit.
I want to do whatever. I want to do look. Hey, look.
Let me ask you this.
Hey, if I gotta go look at your plays, if I gotta send a drone and shit, I want to do it now. I'm tired.
So let me ask you this, News. Defensive coordinator. Top defensive coordinator all time with that run that he just put together? Jim Knowles?
I'll give him this. I'll give him top 5 because I still think that 0-1 Miami defense was a problem.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The 96 Gators, well, that was offense for real. But I'll probably he's top 5.
Yeah, I
Jim
think
Knowles is top 5.
That run we just put together there. Can I say this?
I think he's the best defense coordinator in the country right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do want to say this. My friend Mike, his son plays for Ohio State. Man, I am super happy for him and his family right now. I just can't imagine having a kid grow up to, live out their dream, play in Ohio as a high school kid,
and then win it.
And then win the chip.
That's crazy. Your freshman year, though. That's dope.
Insane, man. So, shout out to them, man. I'm super excited for him and his family.
Salute to them. Salute to the Buckeye Nation. Salute to the Buckeyes. Salute to Ryan Day. Salute to Chip Kelly, too. Chip Kelly coached a hell of a playoffs. I mean, he a masterclass. Him, Jim Knowles, Ryan Day, masterclass coaching in the playoffs, man. Just shout out to y'all, man.
Think of the players that improved so much their stock for the NFL draft.
Oh yeah, the whole defense.
The guy that we had left tackle guard.
Yeah,
he's the top guard in the draft. He's probably like top 3 to 4 tackle in the draft. He doesn't even play tackle. That's not a natural position.
Ohio State.
He dominates.
We might break the record though. We might break the record for the most players that go in the first round, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Because this is really a down draft. This draft ain't really shit.
Our quarterback, let's face it, beginning of the year, he was the 5th round, 6th round QB. Middle of the year, he probably improved that to a 4th round at best.
I would have said he was a 4th, but I think he's definitely day 2.
Yeah,
now
he's a second and third round pick now. He's second and third round pick.
Mid to late 2nd round pick now.
But see, people. This is what you sleep on when you think about Will Howard. Not just how he did in the playoffs. Y'all take this in your head. Will Howard is 6'4", 240.
NFL
so NFL off top. So and he's mobile. He can move. So just think about that for a second. Don't get it twisted. The motherfucker can play.
Well, let's put you like this. I will say this much: he's moved himself into day 2 with just what he's done off the field. But if he goes to his combines and tears shit up, he might move into the first round. So he put himself in prime position.
Because you got to think, bro. If you really think about it, he beat. See, the first time he lost to your boy Dylan Gabriel, he lost by a point. The second time he seen Dylan Gabriel, he beat the shit out of Dylan Gabriel. And then they looking at him and Dylan Gabriel and going, when you damn near 5'11", but you 6'4", 240, and you balled out against him the second time. It's not even, and this is one of them drafts where the quarterback, this is a down quarterback. This is down. So I wouldn't be
And what hurts
surprised.
Dylan Gabriel is he's a lefty. He's a lefty. The NFL don't really like left-handed quarterbacks.
Yeah. So we'll move on. We're going to get into our picks for the NFL tomorrow. The NFC Championship, the AFC Championship. The NFC Championship is at 3 o'clock. The Commanders, 12-5, are playing my Eagles, 14-3, 1-5. Who you got and why?
Eagles, Saquon Barkley. That's who I got, and that's why.
2 times. Commanders, 12-5. Eagles, 14-3. Who you got and why?
It's the Eagles, but I think the game is going to be close because I don't know how healthy your quarterback's going to be. If your quarterback was healthy, if Hurts was 100% or at least better than he was before he took that hit to his ankle, I would be like, Eagles, no question. But I think the game is going to be closer because I just don't know how mobile he'll be, how it's going to affect y'all play calling. I think y'all are going to ride Saquon Barkley, which I don't think is going to be a problem. He's going to probably put up another 200 because he don't. I ain't never seen no shit like this in general. But the closest thing I could think of is when Raheem Mostert went through that tear in the 2019 playoffs when we went to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs the first time, where he was just running through everybody's goddamn defense. So it's like, I mean, he's right now. I hate that he couldn't break that record a little earlier before y'all had to sit him, because it would have been nice if y'all do go ahead and get the Super Bowl win to have had that record broken too. But it is what it is. But it's like Washington has the ability to beat y'all, yeah. But it's just like even with a probably a 60% Jalen Hurts, that I just can't call it enough to call an upset. So I'm gonna just go with Philadelphia on this one.
And also, before you answer news, also think about this: the Commanders run mainly man-to-man defense, and Brown excels against man-to-man defense. So I could see him going off in this game because he has slept the past 2 games in the playoffs. So I could see him coming out and having a monster game too, man.
Barring weather, any more snow, we'll see.
Ain't gonna be no snow. Ain't gonna be no snow. It's gonna be 30 degrees. So okay. I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why we're gonna win the game. It's fly, Eagles fly. It's bird gang all day anyway. But number 1, Jalen Hurts practiced full yesterday, and Jalen Hurts was cutting, running, and moving like Jalen Hurts yesterday. That's out of the words of Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, and the whole Eagles team. So there's your answer for if he's going to be who he is. That's number 1. Number 2, they have the 27th ranked defense in the National Football League. And every time Saquon sees them, he gets a run for over 50 or 60 yards for a touchdown. That's number 2. Number 3, I have the number 1 defense in the league. And one thing we know about playing the Commanders is we know how to play the Commanders. See, the reason why we lost the last game against Commanders, why everybody's so hung up on, well, he had 5 touchdowns, but he had 3 interceptions. And Jalen Hurts went out when we was up 14-0 in the first quarter. So just imagine, we was up 14-0 in the first quarter and was about to blow their ass out, and he had a concussion. So it's almost like unfinished business with us again. And then this is another thing. All that chirping and shit they've been doing all week. All the analysts, Commanders this, Commanders that. Jalen Hurts can't do this. Jalen Hurts can't do that. I've been hearing this shit all year. All year. And every time y'all say it, what does Jalen Hurts do? He wins. Jalen Hurts don't want to look cute. He ain't trying to be pretty. He just wants to get a W. And one thing I can say about Jalen Hurts, go pull up your quarterbacks. Go pull up your favorite quarterback in the league right now and tell me that Jalen Hurts beat your quarterback. And I bet $100 you're going to say, yep, he got a W against us. Name the top 5 quarterbacks you think in the league is right now and tell me that my quarterback beat them. I bet he did. Bet money. So shout out to the Eagles. Bird game, we will be there tomorrow. It's going down in the link. That's another thing. Home field advantage, a motherfucking NFC Championship game. Ask the 49ers. Because the 49ers came to my house, and I believe the only reason why we beat them, we ain't just knock out their quarterback. We was playing in Philly. It's hard to win in Philly, especially in the playoffs. That's like going to San Francisco trying to win in the playoffs. It's hard to win on a motherfucker's field in the playoffs in the NFC Championship game. I'm sorry. These are facts. If the game was in Washington, I'll be like, yeah, y'all got a point. Man, come on, man. Come on. All that talking and shit. Come on to the link tomorrow. Holler at us. All
yeah,
right.
they need to chill out.
Yeah, they've been running their mouth. I like that shit though. Let them talk. Because they've been, and then the analysts been running their mouth for them too. Bills 13-4. This is a good one. Woo! The second game, 6:30. AFC Championship. Bills 13-4. Traveling to Arrowhead. Chiefs 15-2. I got a funny feeling for the podcast. This is gonna be the hardest pick of the day. This is gonna be the pick that I don't know what the fuck y'all gonna say. I went 1-5 first, 2 times. Who wins and why?
The Chiefs, the refs.
Oh God.
Hey, I don't know how anybody to go into that one. It's 12-11.
But let's leave that out of it. Besides the referees, why did the Chiefs win this game?
I just don't see Buffalo beating them 2 times in a row, especially in Kansas City. Because see, it was 4th-2, they were up 2, and if they didn't knew what everybody else knew, watch the game, you know he's gonna run, right? Not only does he run, he runs for a touchdown. Like what defense did you call, Spagnuolo? That's the one time I've seen you actually flop on that one. So it's like I don't see Spagnuolo not having a great game plan for his ass, and I see Patrick Mahomes pulling out some Patrick Mahomes shit and probably a couple of ref situations. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as last time, but I there's gonna be at least one where you're like, man, get the fuck out of here. But I think Patrick Mahomes in these situations, even without the refs, he's not a bum. He's just getting superstar treatment.
1-5. Chiefs Bills 13-4, 15-2. Arrowhead. Who you got and why?
Well, Chi-Chi's is coming back in 2025. I'm excited about that. I got the Chiefs because
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I just knew you was gonna pick Buffalo. I just knew it.
Nah, some told me he was gonna pick the Chiefs too. That's why I ain't shocked.
No, but it was. I didn't think he was gonna pick Buffalo because I didn't think he was gonna pick Buffalo because he hate the Chiefs. I just thought he might pick Buffalo because he think the Buffalo can beat them.
Nah, I don't think Buffalo can beat them. They don't have enough on offense, I don't think. I mean, Allen's great. Cook's been really nice, but outside of those two, nobody's really stepped up to me. I mean, they got some pieces back on defense. Their defense is old. It's hard to go in Arrowhead and beat those guys, man. It really is.
Yeah, man. That shit is that like you said, there's certain places, Kansas City, even when it was bad back in the day, you didn't want to fucking go to Arrowhead because there's something about that stadium, man. It's like the old Boston Garden, the old Forum. There's just certain places you just don't want to fuck with.
The ball, like the old saying, the ball just bounces the right way for the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's like going into New England. It's like going to New England in the playoffs.
You don't want to fuck with that.
Right. So what I think will happen is this will be the game of the weekend. I think y'all's game probably be a blowout. The Eagles against the Commanders, probably by 2 touchdowns or more. I think this game will come down to the last possession, just like the Bills-Ravens did, and they'll come down to a missed field goal or some sort of missed opportunity on Buffalo's end.
Okay. My reason and who I got my homeboy. And the reason why is because the last time it was the last time Buffalo was this good enough to beat Mahomes They had way better talent at receiver.
Right.
They had Diggs and your boy. What's your boy? What's your boy that they had last year? Gone. Davis. Davis had the
Yeah.
game of his fucking life in
Mhm.
the playoffs against them in the AFC Championship against them, but it
The
just wasn't enough.
motherfuckers pulled the
They
motherfucking chair
left. They
from
left
under
that.
their ass.
They left that motherfucker. He left that motherfucker 30 seconds or 12 seconds to get down the field and kick a field goal. And I'm gonna be honest.
That was outrageous.
I'm with 2 times on this. It's hard to beat a motherfucker twice. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you beat him the first time and you kind of embarrassed him in Buffalo, and you beat him on your field. Just like with my game. This is the trilogy. We beat them in Philly. They beat us in Washington. Now they coming back to Philly. It's a little different with us because we didn't see each other. This the third game. This y'all second game. One thing about the Chiefs, you beat them once. When you see them again, they gonna have you figured out.
It's
Steve
gonna be a
Spagnuolo gonna figure that
two
shit out.
totally different. And I was just saying that shit earlier. Magnolia gonna have something ready for their ass.
And the referees are gonna have some say so in it. But I think the game is gonna be played more of they're gonna let I'm hoping they let Mahomes and him just go at it without any
Right.
interference. Because I think if you go head to head with them, I still think Kansas City can beat them. Because I
Yeah.
think Kansas City's offense is better than their offense. That's just me.
Yeah.
So that's our picks for the week. In I'm about to get into these coaches, man. And a lot of hirings, uh, all over. Some of them we kind of picked out. We kind of picked them ourselves. We kind of figured it was gonna happen.
Mhm.
Ben Johnson to the Bears. Great move for Caleb Williams. But we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. Every time a new coordinator gets with a new quarterback, it can go one or two ways. Y'all can blow up and have a great year, or y'all can go through growing pains. You know what I'm saying? I hope they don't though, because I would love to see the Bears finally get on track because they got too much fucking talent not to be
Yeah.
decent. You know what I'm saying?
I think the Bears
Uh,
needed a culture. I don't think Ben Johnson was right for the Bears. I think that they needed a coach that was established that can build a culture to get rid of the old shit in Buffalo or in Chicago and set something to where the team ain't infighting and all that bullshit. I mean, I like Ben Johnson. I just don't know if he's the guy in Chicago. I think he'll probably fizzle out in a few years and be looking for a new job.
It's 50-50 on mine, ain't enough with that.
yeah, I'm with you too. I'm 50-50 on him. Aaron Glenn to the Jets. I think it was a great move. They defensive culture. He's gonna preach that defense. I would love to see him let Uh, I would love to see him let Rodgers and old boy run it back one more time on offense because I think the discipline to be there and it'll be a little different. I think the whole team is just they don't fuck with the management, man. They don't fuck with the coaches, and it's just they just needed to clean house. And
Yeah.
hopefully Aaron Glenn brings in some good talent. But I think Aaron Glenn really should have been the Cowboys coach because the Cowboys need a defensive coach and the Cowboys did the Cowboy. That's what I love. Thank you, Dallas.
Well, you know what? You know what? The fact that he's a Parcells disciple, and Parcells went on in great lengths of why he said he was ready to be a head coach. I'm more sold on him than I am Ben Johnson.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he fits what they trying to do. You got to think they damn near had the number one. They damn near had the number one defense in the league a couple years ago, and they're going to get healthy, and he's going to have them looking really good. This the one I didn't want. I don't know why they did it. I think they're making a backwards move. The Las Vegas Raiders hires Pete Carroll.
I like that move for the Raiders. I actually like that move.
I don't.
I
I,
don't. I don't.
I do.
I don't.
Pete Carroll's been
One
successful.
five. I'm gonna ask you a question. Why is Pete Carroll not in Seattle?
I, he outlived his usefulness there. You know what I mean?
So
But
what's gonna make him you if he outlived it there, right? Remember, he just got and they didn't fire him. They just parted ways.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get fired, part ways, something's wrong. So,
yeah.
if I'm the Raiders, what has Pete Carroll done lately that make you believe he's going to change your organization?
Well, it's not what he's done lately; it's what he's done in the past, and that's what they're hoping on is the fact that he can come in there and do what I said Chicago needed done, a culture change. He set cultures everywhere he's been. USC he set a culture. Even with the Patriots, he set the culture that Bill Belichick took advantage of. He's done it in Seattle. Seattle's been successful since he's hit that. Everywhere he's landed, they've been successful and sustained
I
success.
agree. I agree with you there.
Now, I'm
You
not
know how
saying
old? No, I'm
forever.
saying you know
Man,
how old Pete Carroll is.
it was like
74.
2 or some shit. I know he's an old man, but what I'm saying is you bring him in for a year or two, allow him to come in and set the culture and put. He's not a fancy hire. He's the concrete guy. He's not the kitchen or the master suite guy that these other teams are hiring. But he is the guy that's going to build a solid foundation for you. And once you get the solid foundation, you can move on from him. And the Raiders desperately need somebody to come in and set a foundation for them, just like Chicago needs somebody to do that. So
I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to know why he got hired by the Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders?
nobody else wanted to.
Because not even just that. Since Al Davis died
Mhm.
and his son took over that organization, he's fired countless GMs and head coaches. And one thing about the NFL is a fraternity. And once shit becomes dysfunctional, it's kind of hard for you to have your pick of coaches and things like that. Once word gets around the league that you can't get your shit together. It's kind of like that girl that you know that not a bad looking girl, but she's always doing some shit because every time you see her, she's with a different guy,
She
and you
full
be wondering why is that? Why is she always with a different guy? She's not a whore. Well, she just can't seem she just can't seem to get her shit right with the guy that she's with at the time, and it's always on to the next one. And that's the problem. He can establish all the culture he wants there. Who's the fucking quarterback? Are you bringing in Russell Wilson? You're gonna revive that shit? And then where they're picking, who are they gonna? You can't even get a quarterback at their spot. So he's gonna be. It's too much. It's too much, and I think it's a desperation hire. It's a desperation hire because did you see their interview list? Go look at their interview list for who they was trying to bring in. They ain't had nobody. They didn't even have a GM.
I think they
So
made
we,
the fact that they were going to get Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson pulled the.
man, they wouldn't even get Ben Johnson a track
Ben
star. So
Johnson. Ben Johnson went where he went because Ben Johnson has a quarterback over there.
Right
Ben
now,
Johnson. It don't matter. You can be the greatest offensive coordinator. You can be the greatest offensive coordinator in the league, but if you ain't got no quarterback to run the motherfucker, I ain't going there. I don't
right.
blame you.
notice Aaron Glenn, Liam Cohn, all the people that were hot head coaches. Oakland could not get an interview.
Yeah.
So
So look,
that ought to tell you that right there.
Brian Schottenheimer.
This is
Marty.
the worst hire to me.
Marty. I'm about to get to it. Marty's boy.
Yeah,
Hired in-house.
yeah.
Cowboys. A lateral move. You basically just hired.
Mhm.
Just had.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, and Cowboy fans, this is what I want y'all to know. Y'all did the dumbest hire because y'all didn't need an offensive coordinator as a coach. You need a defensive coordinator as a coach because you need some fucking discipline on your team. Y'all don't have no discipline. That's why your so-called star defensive player he has more podcast numbers than he has wins and sacks. Come on, bro. Like Brian Schottenheimer, for real? You could have just kept who you had. This was the same. This is the same person. He's in the same. He was there the whole time. Y'all don't know this. I hope y'all know y'all team, but he was already with y'all, and you just
Well,
did like this. You
I
went
ain't
down
gonna
the hall.
lie.
Hey, they went down the hall and knocked on the door and said, "You want to go?"
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I really thought they was gonna wait on Kellen Moore and y'all to finish out the playoffs to interview him. I didn't think they were gonna rush and hire him.
I knew they wasn't gonna get Kellen Moore when they went through all them people, and Kellen Moore was after a bunch of people. You got to remember one thing we learned about Dallas: everything is smoke screens.
yep,
Yeah,
The Deion Sanders was just to get. Remember what Jerry Jones does? They just want attention. Oh yeah, we going in for Deion. No, the fuck you ain't. What line
I
you
didn't
on?
believe that shit at all.
You ain't
yeah,
going for nothing. Ain't and then look at all the good coaches. None of them took that job.
yeah.
None of them didn't even sneeze at it.
You know, Jerry Jones does what Jones does. He hires cockle coaches. You know what I mean? He hires a non-dominant coach, somebody who he can control, somebody who he can go down there and kind of boss
Yeah.
around. He's done that. The last one that he's hired that he wasn't able to do that to was Bill Parcells.
Yeah,
He's just ever since then he's hired the weakest head coach that he can get.
that Parcells shit didn't even last long. Parcells got tired of that shit.
Usually it's a dude that's came up in their system somewhere that's a fucking fifth string quarterback or something like that he can go in and hire and he can run the team and be the coach from the sideline because he's the smartest guy in the room even though he's not the smartest guy in the room. That's just how,
Everything is a lateral move.
like, why as a head coach, why would you go into a organization owner gives press conferences, he has a radio interview every week on the state of the team, and it's just undermining everything you do as a coach, man. That guy, somebody needs to save that team from him. And I mean,
They can't. It's
I ain't
all
shit you
about
know about it.
it's all about that stupid ass star.
yeah.
That stupid
But
ass star makes them think it's something bigger than it is.
I will tell you this. They're consistent with how they market to their fan base. And
They have
they
no
are.
choice.
They're
They
consistent
ain't
as hell
got no choice.
to their fan base. They market hope to them every year. Hope.
And you know what hope is? That's a girl you went to high school with.
Yeah, and they get them hook, line, and sinker every year, man. The only team in the NFL more consistent with how they market to their fan base is the Cleveland Browns. So they get them all hyped before the end of the year, and then just shit the bed all year for them. And I was one of them that fell into the Cleveland Browns this year. I thought they was good, but yeah, I wasn't impressed with this hire. I just thought it was another beta male move to hire him.
When my new old defensive coordinator didn't even take the interview request and he took the defensive coordinator job with us, that's how I know. I said, all right, ain't nobody fucking with them.
Robert Saleh goes back to the Niners, which we're not surprised about.
Like that move.
It just fits. It fits. It's where he is. It's where he should have never left anyway. Even though
So
I understood why he left because he wanted opportunity.
Is McCarthy taking the New Orleans job? Have we heard
I don't
yet?
know yet. They ain't saying nothing.
No, they talking about him taking the defensive coordinator job.
Because that and Jacksonville.
Who? Mike McCarthy?
Mike
Not,
McCarthy.
offensive coordinator. I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
Yeah. Liam Cohen is the new Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. He was the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay, the guy that made Baker Mayfield look like he was. I don't know what I want to say he looked like.
He had a career year. That's what we'll call it. He had a career year.
He had a career year. He had a career year in interceptions too. So I don't know if you call it.
I'm just saying. I mean, he had a career year. I mean,
when you lead the league in interceptions, even though you threw a lot of touchdowns, you threw a lot of interceptions. I don't call that a career year. I really don't. I just say in one department, in another department, his yards and his touchdowns, they was up. But his turnover game was at an all-time high. It reminded me of Brett Favre. It's the same shit when motherfuckers used to dick ride Brett Favre. Brett Favre is so spectacular. But then when you look at his numbers, they'd be like, he had 40 touchdowns, but he damn near had 25 interceptions. So it's like, career year? He had a decent year.
Brett Favre was that dude that made that one play every game that made you forget about everything else they did. That was terrible.
That's who Brett Favre was.
It was Brett Favre.
I think it was a great hire. I think it was a great hire for the Jags, though.
I do. I don't think they got.
Did you see the story about how that went down? Now,
Uh,
so he had agreed to a deal to come back as Tampa Bay's defensive coordinator position, but they couldn't get a hold of him to sign the
You
contract.
mean
So
offensive coordinator?
I'm sorry, you know what I mean. But anyway, so when he went to the interview with the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Jacksonville Jaguars owner basically told him, he said, well, Balky's here as the GM, but if you don't want the job because Balky's here, I can get rid of Balky. And the next thing you know, they fire Trent Balky, and he comes back and signs that contract. But what's so funny about it was he calls Todd Bowles and says, "Hey man, I got some personal issues going on. That's why I ain't been there to sign that contract. I'm at the dentist's office." Somebody in Jacksonville called Todd Bowles and said, "Man, he here right now, about to sign his contract." So Tampa Bay was kind of pissed at him for agreeing to it and then backing out of it like your boy in New England did. McDaniel with the coach job. But I get it. He wasn't trying to work with Balky because Balky's a fucking ass. That's why Harbaugh left San Francisco because of Balky. We kept Balky, then we ended up firing Balky, and he ends up in Jacksonville. So Balky's an asshole. They get rid of Balky, and that's how dude got the job. But it's just like I can't be mad at him for doing that. It's like teams give up on players and do fuck shit to them. So I mean, what's the difference in a head coach or a player reneging on some shit just like teams do to them? So I wouldn't mad.
You only get one opportunity to become a head coach, motherfucker. You gonna
Yeah.
take it?
Yeah. If he gets Lawrence together, he'll be looked as a fucking saint in Jacksonville. If he doesn't, he'll be in the job center or get another job somewhere else.
Yeah. We'll move on. Al Golden, Bengals new defensive coordinator. He was once the assistant of Lou. He was just in the national championship playing Ohio State, and we dog walked his ass. But I'm gonna say this again. Bengals, you didn't even have to do this for real. You just really needed some players. Your personnel is fucked up. It's not your coaching. It's your personnel's fucked up, man.
And your old defensive coordinator goes 150 miles to Indianapolis.
That's it. It was like, this was kind of a lateral move because he was his assistant before, so he was underneath him on the defense before at Cincinnati. You bring him back, so you about to be running the same shit with the same fucking personnel. You want to give different results, right? I don't have time.
They just sold.
I'm about to be pissed.
They tried to sell the uneducated Bengals fans.
Yeah. And look, I ain't even a Bengals fan, but I'm educated in sports, and I know good and well this wasn't shit.
Because everybody's like, "Oh man, Notre Dame defensive coordinator, and he was there when we went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that was a good hire."
But you say this though. This is all you had to say. Did y'all see the first half of the national championship game?
Well,
who was the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame in that game?
To be fair, most Bengals fans are Ohio State fans, and we realized that Ohio State was way better than Notre Dame.
Wait a minute. No, listen. Defense was a top 5 defense the whole year.
Exactly, but we played the best team. We played the NFL team.
It don't matter. If you that good, you that good.
No, I get that.
You should be down 31-7 in the first half. Hell no. Oh, hell no. I wouldn't have hired him.
That was what they did. They told the fan base.
I would have turned the page like this. Yeah, I'm going to turn the page. I don't even know what the fuck that is. His name Al who? Oh, he didn't even see his last name. Fuck you.
Hey, we're going to turn back a page. Let's turn back a page. That's what they did.
Josh McDaniels back to New England. Actually, is a good hire. Because he's going. The only reason why it's a good hire because he's going under Vrabel, which they've been working together for years, and he can work with May. So I say he's gonna work with May. He's gonna be the new dink and dunk Tom Brady. So it's gonna work. It's gonna make Drake May's game even easier, and it might turn New England's offense around. They might be a decent team next year. They also hired a new defensive coordinator. The black guy took over. I forget his name, but he took over as a defensive coordinator.
He's some black guy.
I forget his name. Kevin O'Connell gets a 5-year extension with Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm mad at that.
Yeah,
no surprise.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah.
That offense is deadly. And then last but not least, your boy Lou goes down. He goes across town to Indianapolis, and he becomes the new coach, DC. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be all the way honest. I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna say this because I got this funny feeling. The Indianapolis Colts defense is gonna be sweet as fuck in the next 2 years.
Next season. Because all they needed is a defensive coordinator that can make adjustments because that defense wasn't bad.
They got personnel.
Yeah.
And that's all the Bengals needed.
Right.
Personnel.
Well,
but
Irsay is a owner that will go out and spend money.
You got to.
Browns are frugal. Irsay.
Yeah, on painkillers.
Yeah.
And Coke.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's our picks for the week. That was our coach hires for the week. That was the national championship for the week. Shout out to them. Shout out to the motherfuckers. So we're gonna get into our side notes and then we're gonna get the hell up out of here so we can all enjoy our Saturday and get ready for championship Sunday. I'm gonna start with Jimmy 2 times. What is your side note for the weekend, my brother?
Well, we just got through talking about it. I feel like my team finally made their first good decision in the offseason. The 49ers they needed to bring in a guy that was familiar with the scheme they want to run. You want to run the wide nine, bring the guy to set the shit up. Because here's the thing, even if he just stays for a year and goes back into the head coaching cycle at the end of the year, if we win the Super Bowl, all you have to do is bring in a guy to come in, study up under him, just in case he leaves. Make some preparation just in case it's just a year. But something tells me it's probably going to be at least 2 years, just because I don't think he's going to leave next year unless something crazy happens or we win the Super Bowl or whatever the hell. But I just feel like I said, this was the start of probably the best offseason we've had since we probably drafted Bosa.
1-5. What is your side note for the week?
My side note is this. The NBA is boring as fuck.
Oh, my God.
We need to figure out with the NBA, please.
Maybe we're going to start talking about it here soon.
So I played baseball, I played football, I played golf, I played basketball. By far, my favorite sport to play and watch is basketball. It is unwatchable right now. Please, 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 please find some way to fix my favorite sport. Whatever you gotta do. If you take
to be more careful.
Yeah.
Maybe if Jordan comes back, that'll make any sense. If Jordan comes back.
It is extremely unwatchable right now. I tried to sit down and watch a game, and I know everybody's high on the WNBA right now too, but that shit is unwatchable as well. I watched the WNBA game last year, Caitlin Clark and all those guys, and it was a lot of missed shots. They must have shot 20 and 30% from the field because all they were shooting was threes. And then it was rebounds and putbacks. You know what I mean? It's just.
You know what the problem with it is? The fundamentals have been pushed to the side. Everybody just wants to shoot threes. Nobody has go-to moves. Nobody goes into the paint. It's just a lot of random ass. It's almost like watching park ball.
Yeah. It's. I mean, man, I'd rather watch and1 basketball right now than this stuff. You know what I mean? Just.
And you got a VCR, you can. VCR and EDA can make that available to you.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is right now because it's gone. So need to figure something out and figure it out fast, or else the casual fans like myself that watch basketball are just going to disappear. And you're seeing.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I ain't even watching that shit. It's so terrible.
Yeah.
I have, and trust me, I've been watching it for y'all, and it's been fucking awful.
That's why I ain't been watching it. I'll be watching the highlights, and the shit be so ass. It's like you got to cut out commercials for me just to even watch it now. But that shit is garbage, bro. I'm sorry. Like I can't even. I'm gonna have to lock in, but I can't lock. It's hard for me to lock in right now. I tried to watch my team. I tried to watch one quarter, and I barely got through half the quarter, and I said, "This motherfucker shoot one more goddamn three, bro."
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
All 3-pointers.
It's horrible ass defense and 3-pointers. That's it.
They need to go back to man defense and change some things. They need to go back to the old ways, like some of the some of the old school guys that we all grew up on, Tim Hardaway and all them, Gary Payton, they've been talking about on podcasts lately because people have been asking them questions. What does the NBA need to do to fix this? And that's what I think. I think they need to start catering more to the defense because this jump defenses and shit like this, man. I mean,
you know what they should do? Every team should have a Charles Oakley, and when somebody takes a three, they should be able to. If you're going to take a three, you should be able to take a hit. You're gonna have.
So we're gonna play. We're gonna be playing hockey. Yeah. Hockey ball. We're gonna play
hockey ball. Let's see how sturdy them legs are now, bitch. Let's go.
My side note for the week is I want to give a shout out to the first annual 12-team college football playoff. That shit was exciting.
Yes, it was.
That shit was amazing. It was an amazing year of college football, regardless if my team won or not. It was an amazing year to see all those teams get to play a first-round game in the playoffs at home. That shit, the atmospheres at them houses was dope. Like, the whole college football year was dope. I don't give a fuck who your team is. It was just a dope-ass year. I really appreciate the way it was structured and put together. I know it's going to be some things that they're going to fix because I heard they want to do more home playoff games for the top seeds at home, which I agree with. I think it'll be better because I really think Oregon could have played a home game. And I also still believe the neutral site game for the national championship should be at the Rose Bowl. And I'm tired of these goddamn bowl games in the SEC country. Like they always think an SEC team is going to win it. We need to cut that shit out too. This game does not need to be in Atlanta every year. Fuck Atlanta. Go to the Rose Bowl. It's beautiful. It's in Cali. It's gonna be hot outside. Play the game at like 4:30 or 5, so we can see on some daytime shit and roll over into the night.
Play it in Arizona. Play it anywhere. There's no fucking play it in Atlanta, man. Atlanta and Florida, New Orleans, Atlanta, leave that shit alone.
The Rose Bowl should be the national championship every year. And the rest of the playoffs should be people are playing home games because they got the top seed. You coming to my house. Make it like the NFL. Make it more realistic. We'll love it. This neutral site shit for every game, every round after the first round is really stupid. Just let them play at home, bro. It'll make it better. Because if you upset somebody on their field, that shit gonna be even better for the ratings. You might as well.
And to win multiple bowl games is weird.
Weird as fuck, bro. We got the Cotton Bowl and we got the Rose Bowl.
That was crazy. I was like, what?
Go ahead.
Did you guys hear that the Rose Bowl is still on the hook for the Pac-12 for like the next 2 years to where they got profits with them? So basically, 2 teams are cashing in on that right now.
Well, they've already got their team set to come back as at least 8 right now. I think they're at 8 to 10 teams right now. So they got their teams. They stole some teams from some other conferences. But yeah, right now they're still kind of stealing money because that was the agreement. They had to have something set up within a certain time frame in order to keep their flagship as the Pac, whatever the fuck they are, the 2 Pacs.
But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that's my side note, man. I wanted to shout out the college football playoff. We are officially out of here. I don't know if we're gonna do tomorrow night because the second game is at 6:30. So we might hold off and get y'all early in the week this week with our next episode. Because it'll be a Super Bowl episode. But I'm gonna get with the guys and we gonna put our heads together and figure out what the fuck we want to do. But with that being said, everything I do it on God. Everything we do it on God. And when I do with these 2 crazy motherfuckers, we do it on God. I am Young Money Bad News, the co-CEO of the Star Money Click, #1 rapper in the world, and I am BMC for life. That is 1-5, the other co-CEO of the Star Money Click, #1 producer in the world, and the owner of Punish Me Vodka, who sponsors us. That is Jimmy 2 times, the excited 49er fan and the hopeful Oklahoma Sooner fan, and my brother from another mother. We was the On God Podcast. Y'all stay prayed up. Y'all enjoy championship Sunday, and y'all have a good day. We out.
Assalamu alaikum, baby.